the death of Akira Toriyama. Now, this was a mangaka. This was one of the greatest mangaka on the planet Earth. This guy literally paved the way for all those on social and all the anime. So if you're watching any anime specifically, like, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, literally, Bakugan, Battle Brawlers, Konosuba, any anime color, any anime known to existence at all to after Akira Toriyama. Now, the most important thing in this video is knowing that Akira Toriyama created the Dragon Ball franchise. Akira definitely created a Dragon Ball franchise, and it's the most important lesson to recognize that Dragon Ball came first and that Akira was working on Dragon Ball before Dragon Ball Z. Now, if you're a huge fan of DBZ and the manga, what you're gonna figure out is that Dragon Ball Z was just a continuation of Dragon Ball, and when Raditz came out the exact week after, you know, Goku defeated King Piccolo, or Piccolo Jr., or my Jr. as I like to call it, it was still under the manga title of Dragon Ball. This was one of my favorite mangakas where it came to, you know, storytelling, illustration, complexity, life lessons, and most of all, Yamcha. Yamcha is based off Jackie Chan, and literally, Jackie Chan inspired the majority of the people who like martial arts and kung fu in the United States. And Yamcha is also one of Akira Toriyama's literally best, you know, characters, where it came to literally being good in the beginning, literally being lame with supervision, you know, being lame with improvision, and overall, you know, lackluster greatness. So what is, you know, the true meaning of why, you know, I say in the video, you know, in both ways that, you know, Dragon Ball is also, you know, a cultural phenomenon. Literally, so what I'm gonna say, you know, my statement in this video is that literally this anime inspired many people, but also killed many people, because this was one of the top tier television shows on the United States, but it was also, you know, overshadowed, you know, not overwhelmed, because when it came to ratings, it was the exact same by, you know, things like sports, you know, the Broncos, you know, the Cowboys, etc. Because of Dragon Ball Z's popularity is the exact same reason why people were affected literally by socializing literally by when people are 3 years old, when they're grown up. They got ridiculed by their parents, they got ridiculed by society, but not being able literally to socialize. And so we grow up watching Dragon Ball Z, as epic as it is literally. When you grow up not socializing, what's gonna end up happening is you gotta try, you know, get at a girl, you know, a human being with a response. This is very important to this video because his, you know, anime was one of the best television programs of all time, which means, you know, by bar none, entertainment. Literally, Vegeta, literally the voice behind Vegeta, the impact of America was fucking phenomenal. What happened to, you know, kids, and literally what happened where his manga spread was literally kids were dying because of his message and because of imitating his character. It was very sad. It's very sad that Akira Toriyama died, but it's more important to recognize that literally his show went hand in hand with you being in your own little world. You're trying to get at a girl on the street or in school, literally, and that guy steals her by playing sports, by doing the things that the family supports, literally, and you try to steal her, try to act cool to dance for her, and literally the dance move ends on a point. And here we have, you know, my next, you know, subject for this video, literally, to not stay off topic, Vegeta. Vegeta literally will always and forever be my favorite character in Dragon Ball, because he's a warrior. He gets back up, literally, he comes back 10 times stronger, but he still gets his ass kicked again due to, you know, envious, you know, and superstition. Vegeta is a very, you know, conflicted and complex character, way more complex than Goku, and the reason why, you know, Vegeta is also a fan favorite, literally, is also because of, literally, the up and down and the complexity more than Goku, because, literally, Goku is very generic, the good guys always win. So, you know, Akira Toriyama Dead68 literally gave me a character that I could always live by. I used to have curly hair in high school, literally, I used to fuck this girl named Vicky. And the most important, you know, thing, literally, what I figured out about Akira Toriyama, so this is my journey, literally, with the Dragon Ball series, was, you know, he gave me something to always live by, something that always got to put me in my place. So, literally, when I became a freshman, literally, my addiction for Dragon Ball Z ended because I was at the level to literally, get laid, literally, and party with people. And, I still had a little bit of, you know, experience not socializing, because I haven't been socializing ever since I was younger. But, you know, I can catch people off guard, you know, and I can win, you know, competitions, especially dance competitions. And it was pretty funny, you know, my freshman year I could talk about, you know, series like Naruto and stuff like that, and people could still not care because it was on the pudding of, you know, me having curly hair and me getting girls. The curly hair you can mostly refer to Vegeta. Most important aspect of this video is, the reason why, I love, Akira Toriyama, is because he taught me so many life lessons. Like, I'm short, I'm a short black guy, literally, that has great eyes. Literally, I'm like, 4, and, literally, when I was in high school, I was 4'11", and what ends up, happening is I end up pulling every single, white girl who's tall, and so I end up living, through my dad and Akira Toriyama's message of, how Krillin actually got 18, literally, freaking, I'm like, if you're my height, literally, if you're just like Krillin, you can make it someday. That's one of my greatest, messages from Akira Toriyama. And, when he was carrying, milk and Dragon Ball, I refer to it, because my uncle used to be a Beastie Boy, literally, and that's how you train like a Beastie Boy. Now, the best part is that literally Akira Toriyama dying literally is one of the most political subjects, because Dragon Ball Z had a big impact on America. So you can't ignore its political impact, and the reason why I did mention sports and why it's air trying this video is because Dragon Ball Z literally taught me how to play a sport. Literally when I shoot the basketball, it feels just like, a Kamehameha blast. Now, I'm a man who currently has children. No problem with socializing, and the reason why I stated this was because literally they need to know both impacts of America, why it was one of the most entertaining. In terms of drama, literally nothing suits the orchestra of Dragon Ball Z. So let's get on to drama a little bit of why Dragon Ball Z's drama causes drama in the family. So during the year of 2021, literally I created this thing called the Valentine's Day Special, literally, which references Mecha Sonic, all the good Dragon Ball Z movies, where I had a character named Bojack that was based off Bojack. And along, literally, with the Valentine's Day Special came a girl called Jume. So what I did was I had this little short series called Nons. Literally, it was called, No Nightmare Zoo, our abbreviation in high school. And it was based off the main three, predecessors of, DBZ, Naruto, One Piece, and Dragon Ball Z. So what ends up happening literally is, I created this character named Jume, which is heavy on dating. If you've seen Gone with the Wind, Jume is based off, Gone with the Wind, and, the old, movies, how, somebody, kept on getting with new men and broke their heart. And because I have relationships from multiple cosplayers to this day, what ended up happening over time was I backed up Jume with Skittles. Now, Jume literally was, dating this character named Tito, one of the main characters of my series, literally Tito, literally, who is based off, the Tut dance move I did in high school, literally, which is a move that you do with your hands, literally. So, this is heavily intertwined with this video, because what I was one of the, only anime fans that could date. And so what I tried to do for 3 years straight was I tried to, let the importance of dating, and why Skittles, dates one of the main antagonists that becomes the hero, just like Vegeta. And overall, Akira Toriyama, what I loved about him was, my community of, who could beat who in the fight, in the anime universe, also with A&B's anime and music videos, I joined the latter part of the anime community, much later, was, being, overshadowed, by the talking video community, but the animes that they were talking about was, One Piece, Naruto, things that dragged on, literally. So when it came to, Dragon Ball Z, the actual anime that they were missing, that's not, from my anime generation, literally, they forgot that Akira Toriyama series, literally, is the most analytical out of all of them, literally, like, fuck One Piece, literally, break it down. Magellan, Yuruge, literally, with the freaking, over 1,000 episodes that One Piece has, literally, with Naruto, literally, with their supposedly, endless possibilities, nothing literally has more possibilities than Akira Toriyama's, manga that revolves around, animals that turn into dinosaurs in outer space with endless fucking characters where literally interdimensions can have a tournament. Literally, there's no more anime that has more analytical substance than Dragon Ball, literally, and Dragon Ball literally has the most unlimited substance to talk about. So what it was literally a league of, working off of plain retardation, instead of actually recognize that Akira Toriyama was complex, and they make jokes like, ah ha ha, Goku's a monkey, literally. He tried to literally freaking, fight the whole universe for a tournament, literally, just to test out his strength, literally. He's so... What you didn't know is that Dragon Ball is the smartest manga of all time, literally, hence the Scouters, literally, and every clean uncle literally looks like Raditz. Every stepmother looks like Bulma. So when it came down to it, literally, there's this rap battle league, literally, where I, got the biggest life lesson. What ended up happening, literally, was I said 1,000 times for gravity. I played off the guy's past history, literally, in the ARL. I said, you can't spit for shit, but you can drool. all the way to a point where literally he came at me like, you can use your magic on some cheap shit. I'll send you to the Milky Way. This, and that. And it was crazy. Literally, it was like two, cups of gelatin. Literally, that were, the greatest, indicators of all time, the greatest colors, versus two big ass fucking things of Jello. And in society, what happened was I had a hit series that was validated by my mother, my uncle. Within the series, and within, the criticism I learned for, moving on and forgetting about the past was I had a movie that was based off the rap battle where the guy I faced became Subaru and I became Nokia because of what I was referencing versus what he was referencing. Literally, so I became this huge superstar. Literally, I became, the new Lil Rain, rap on the radio. And then society literally fucking slightly agreed with me, literally, but the undertone said he's stuck in literally 1,000 times of gravity with women. So literally this is very politically intertwined. Because as soon as they had, the opportunity to take me off, the momentum, literally, they tried to go back to, literally, the non-intellectual filter, the cringe filter, instantly. So, how do I feel about Akira Toriyama being dead? I feel like, literally, he lived a long life, a life that didn't drag on, which I know, literally, a life could be heavily dragged on. He had an extension of, the original, Dragon Ball, continuity, which is Super, Dragon Ball Super. I was one of the heaviest, Dragon Ball Super fans. Literally, even when I didn't have, Wi-Fi, literally, I would, take my phone, literally, and watch, literally, the newest episode on my phone, literally, while I was training to get better, at, society and the rap battle league. And literally what ended up happening when I was in junior high was I danced with this girl, named Davina. Literally, it's a stereotype that literally, a black guy can literally, get a girl based off his sex appeal, but he can't, keep them. And what ended up happening was I was overshadowed by people, named Henry and, James. I finally, grew up, literally, and I finally let go of the league. I obviously got more women in real life, and I know I honestly moved on, literally, at 1,000 times of gravity, hit, with normal people. I knew my place, like, literally, I had a daughter, I danced with Davina, and that's why I stayed away from the league, and that's why I wasn't a full-on nerd, like then. So, during a 2-year course phase, lately I recognized that literally the reason why the league was so good at what they were doing was because they're actually, a part of the Street Fighter generation, and I was there, where anime games are on the rise, where anime games didn't even have online play yet. Whenever I hopped their call, I was all like, hey, yo, what's good, literally, and it's like, you took forever to battle. I'm like, oh, everything's connected to Dragon Ball Z, what's good? And they backed off because literally, I walked Carla home, literally, I knew my place in life, literally, I knew literally what was different from me and them, and I never held it against myself ever again. Because the other person was a full-on nerd and I adapted to society. And because, Dragon Ball Z, Akira Toriyama's work literally had such an extension like Super, was the exact same reason why I know his life wasn't wasted. Literally, he gave you plenty of substance, and Super even adds on more to that substance over time. And it's because his manga had such a great extension was the same reason why I feel like literally, he left a cruel world, and literally, he left with the greatest legacy of all time.